Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at your draw. We're going to look at it from a competition holster, a holster that utilizes a suppressor and a concealment draw. Let's have some fun.
She's a very good girl. She will never let the spirits down. Once you get off the street, she likes to go bend.
Guys, the best way to engage with this channel is to make a comment down below, like the video, and subscribe. And if you're feeling extra froggy, check out the Constantine concealed carry belt. It's the most comfortable concealed carry belt on the market, and the proceeds directly support this channel. So if you like what you see, grab a belt, engage with the content. Let's get into how to draw our guns. So we're gonna go over the basic fundamentals of what you need to do to get your draw locked in so you make your shot every single time. I think a good draw should be anywhere from 1 to 2 seconds depending on what you're drawing from and the garments that you're in. If you're looking at a competition belt, 1 second is the goal. It doesn't mean I'm gonna hit 1 second on every draw that I have on presentation, but that is what I'm working towards. Typically, you'll find your hand starting below your belt for competition or above your shoulders. Below belt or over shoulder. So those are the two things. So you need to get familiar with coming from here onto your gun and from up top down to your gun, okay? The number one thing is setting your strong hand grip on the gun. That is going to set you up for success. So as you can see, I actually have this holster angled forward a little bit. So when I'm coming down to grab the gun, this is the same angle that I'm shooting with when the gun comes up. So I'm getting that consistent draw. I also have key markers on my hand that I'm trying to set as I'm drawing the gun. So as you can see, when I start with my palm touching the bottom of my holster, and I'm just bringing it up and over. And when I'm coming set down, my middle finger is the first point of contact, and then I'm squeezing with the twang of my hand. What is that called? When I'm setting the gun, I'm looking for my middle finger underneath the grip and making that webbing tight on the back strap. And then from here is when I start initiating my grip of my strong hand and clamping down on the gun while pulling up simultaneously. Now the gun should track in one fluid motion out of the holster. So if I'm here, it's one fluid motion up and out. What I see a lot of people doing is starting right here, going here, and then punching out. Second. Here. Not good. Not good at all. You're wasting time. And why do you want to waste time? If you're wasting time in a competitive setting, you could lose the stage. If you're wasting time in a tactical setting, it could be your life or someone else's life. And so it's important to be as efficient as possible because efficiency is going to breed speed. Where if this gun is like on a monorail track coming up to the target every single time, it's the most efficient path possible, okay? Now this is what we'd consider a snatch draw because my hand's coming down and I'm snatching the gun, then coming up. There's something called a scoop draw where you just bring the gun up like this. Now, this has become popularized recently, but I find it more inconsistent than the snatch draw. It's possible, it's faster, but to be safe, I always teach the snatch draw, and then if you want to experiment, work into that scoop draws. I need my timer, we'll be right back. So it's important to go through these steps. We're gonna go through nice and slow now, and I'm gonna say what I'm doing. Hands are set, timer's hit, I'm initiating the draw, both hands are coming up, strong hand sets on the gun, grip is being made, clears the holster, starting to point downrange, finger still not on the trigger, support hand is touching with index, I'm rolling forward, clamping down, finding the sight, finger on trigger, breaking the shot. I hope that makes sense for you guys. We'll do just a couple slow without words. We're trying to work through that efficiency, trying to get that grip locked in on the gun before we're coming out of that holster. And we're trying to get ourselves set up for success. And with a dry gun, you could do this at home during dry fire, just to get used to bringing that gun up and presenting. Because typically what I see with newer red dot shooters is they come up and they're doing this. They're looking for the dot and they go, oh, then break the shot. The biggest thing is just having this gun in line with your eye when it's coming up. Talked about it in the plate rack video, but your eye to the target is like one linear line and you're just putting this optic in between that line. So I'm left eye dominant, so this is coming in front of my left eye and I'm holding that gun as if I'm lining up the iron sights. And if you're thinking about it that way, the dot will just appear there. But all you need to do is put that dot wherever you want the bullet to go, and it's going to hit. So let's go fast again. 105, 99, 98, 102, 94. I think that was the last shot in that mag. So as you can see, sub-second, super achievable with the USPSA belt. Let's swap belts. We'll do the suppressor holster and rock and roll. The T-Rex Arms SD holster. This is designed so you can utilize a suppressor in a holster. That I forgot. There's a lot more retention on this. On my USPSA one, you can just kind of like pull it out. This one definitely requires a little bit more, but the draw stroke is the same nonetheless. So we'll load this bad boy up, same principles, and we'll see what we do. Slight hesitation finding the dot, 128, 115, 114. So the biggest thing that's different on this holster is that I can't get my middle finger underneath the grip until I clear this piece of plastic. And I think having the correct holster is very important because it's going to affect your draw. A lot of the old Kydex holsters would have a tang that comes up here that doesn't allow you to set your middle finger on this trigger guard. So as you can see where I undercut the trigger right here, I want to make sure this middle finger is in contact when I'm drawing the gun. That's going to make sure that I have that nice grip on there. And if you don't have that space, cut it off. Take a Dremel, just cut it off. That's what I did on my first holsters. I had a signature holster from a company for a little while, and I literally just took his holster, gummed it up, sent it back to him, and then he made it look all pretty and everything with the right cuts. But the number one thing is that I want to get my grip set from my holster, period. All right, especially if you're scooping something like this. This is where my hand is instead of like that. So it's very important that you're setting your grip. That is the biggest part of your draw, is setting your grip from your holster. Write that down. Let's do the same draw from concealment. We're gonna add one extra step, which is clearing the garment. Now we're gonna talk about drawing from concealment. I see a lot of guys fixating on just like wanting to hook the bottom of their shirt. This is crazy, and get ready for this. You can just grab your shirt. Just grab it, gun up, ready to go. Two main methods I see for grabbing your gun, because obviously it's a lot harder to set your grip going from concealment. First is the faster way, which is like the claw grip. You see the guys at Tier 1, Point 1 Tactics, Modern Samurai. This is what they're doing, where they're coming over your optic like this, and coming out and then moving that thumb over as you're building that gun out. So it looks all like that. Or you can try to do like a pseudo snatch, where your thumb is still coming behind the gun. Just kind of float, so my thumb's coming down here, and I'm getting that twang, and then as it comes up, I'm getting the rest of the grip. I prefer to do the latter method. It's just what I've shot. I could train to do the claw to be faster. It's just not something I've prioritized in my training. If I would have started from the get-go, I probably would have started with the claw. All the fundamentals after you hold on to the gun, apply. Anyways, let's get this boy loaded up. Probably have a little bit of printing with this one. 40 mag in this holster setup. Yes. Hello, officer. Holster, mag, garment, belt, all matters when you're trying to conceal carry a gun. If I kind of like act like a tough guy, I can't see it as bad, but if I just let my shoulders relax, it's definitely catching on this 140 mag, so I'd probably use a flush fit mag for it. Let's see what type of draw speeds we're getting. There it is. 127. 126. Easy peasy. 136. So we're adding like a 10th or two to the draw to get that garment out of the way, but all the same principles apply. We're looking to build a solid grip out of the foundation of our holster with your gun placed with how you'd like to shoot for the rest of the course of fire. I see a lot of guys wanting to go fast and they come up and their grip's fucked up. And like, watch the gap. See how much the gun's moving, where if my grip is set, I can put the pressure down. You can just keep that gun driving flat the whole time, which is why grip is so important, which is why on your draw, you need to make sure that you're getting your grip set as you're coming up so that gun stays flat for you every single time. No matter what, grip is king. Grip is the #1 fundamental you should be working on, and it all starts from your draw. Guys, go home, or you guys are probably at home already. Work on your draw. Unload your gun, get your holster on, and work on that presentation of keeping that gun on a monorail track right to the target. One fluid motion, no stop at the chest then press out, none of that shit. I didn't even touch on it because it's wrong and I don't even want to bring it up. Your gun stays on one track. Your muzzle should leave the holster and go on the most efficient line to the target and stay there. Build your grip when you're coming out of it and make sure that you are confirming your sights before you're taking that shot so you can get your hit. I hope this was informative for you guys. I hope you learned something, and check in next time and we'll see you then. Bye.